Yesterday, Linda Lupini of the BC Ambulance Service came into Vancouver, and we managed to snap a shot of her being interviewed about the dilemma presently of ambulance service in this region. One of the major issues is the number of calls that ambulances get, and the fact that most of the time the calls are of inconsequential results, in that we need ambulances attending real emergencies. That's emergencies from the point of view of heart, circulation, seizures, a heart attack, and or respiratory, an inability to breathe, which means somebody can die rapidly, a respiratory failure, or thirdly, one other is choking. And we've all heard of the classic restaurant choking situation where somebody gets something stuck in their throat, a bit of food stuck in their throat, and they're gesticulating, but the world around them, because of a lack of real understanding, is unable to do a Heimler technique process and is reluctant to interfere. And so the necessity is get the ambulance to the scene quickly. This is very important for seniors. Seniors have a number of issues. One is communication often, and that is an issue. So it's important that somebody skilled on the end of receiving the call can triage, can measure very quickly that this is an emergency, and to dispatch an ambulance without indiscriminately wasting everybody's time. Dispatching ambulances, say, of 700 calls in a year, maybe 1/3 of those are classified urgent, and we have the dilemma of enough ambulances for that purpose. So, in the end, in Vancouver, the key is to get the ambulance to the destination. But here, I have one further dilemma, because in the city of Vancouver, we have at the moment a so-called green city. But the green city has implemented a nightmare of traffic lanes, bike lanes, and I call them essentially traps that make it very difficult to travel down any lane, because there's overusage, and particularly in rush hour, it's almost impossible to move. So an ambulance slows up. And if there's a real emergency, they have difficulty getting to the destination. And so you've got this added issue overlaying the so-called green city of the world, where maybe because of a lack of foresight, a lack of real information as to how to plan these intersections, these lanes, real information input as they're demanding in Toronto, that we have a very difficult situation. And one of the issues is, what about the risk to the public of an ambulance trying to penetrate this morass on the wrong way of the street, circulating traffic, coupled with bikers who daily get injured. And I'll talk about that later. And pedestrians who are completely confused by the signage, by the noise, and seniors in real trouble because you add a siren to the mix and there's devastation in their minds. So on top of all that, you add replication, because when there is an incident in Vancouver, you get usually 3 types of attendances. You have a fire engine attending, emergency vehicle that is large, blocks traffic, and also is difficult to deploy with speed. And then those people, are they trained? Are they trained appropriately for the real critical help that's needed, or are they there as an alternative because they automatically attend anyway as part of a policy? Same with police, who automatically attend as part of a policy. So we're starting to clog our roads. with the vehicles, with emergency vehicles, and that overlaid on the particular idiosyncrasies of this green city, the city that is dictated to be green at all costs. Is that safe for instance, the pedestrian, the senior pedestrian, who is very vulnerable, and the biker, who is often unwittingly and now only just grasping, realizing that the bike routes are traps. Thank you.